Live from the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Tanner Holbrook.
And I'm Jenna Liston. Thanks for joining us.
A house exploded on the southeast side of Muncie on Thursday. Crews responded and conducted an investigation that lasted into the days that followed. The cause of the explosion continues to have investigators scratching their heads. NewsLink Indiana's Tony Sandlaben is live at the scene with more. Good evening, Tony.
Thanks, Tanner. You can look behind me, you can see the remains of the house itself. The explosion was on Thursday. It was reported initially as just a house fire, but then once facilities and crews were able to arrive on the scene, it was clear this house exploded. There were different theories about what it could have been. Meth was originally ruled out. The cause has now been revealed as a gas leak, a natural gas leak, and in fact it was a burglary a couple of weeks ago that actually set this set of motions into play. A house furnace was stolen from the house itself. The gas valves were left on. The pressure built and built and built, and ultimately the explosion occurred. Now you can see just what the house looked like before this explosion, a very nice looking place, and then after is a much clearer picture of what the house looks like now. No word yet on any suspects as far as who performed this burglary, but the investigation is ongoing. Live in Muncie, Tony Sandlaben, NewsLink Indiana.
All right, thanks, Tony. Authorities, like Tony said, have not yet named a suspect in the burglary, and the investigation is ongoing.
Ball State University welcomed a special guest to campus today. I had the pleasure to sit down with a Boston Marathon bomb survivor and hear her story. After losing her leg in the second explosion, Heather Abbott, a Boston Marathon bombing survivor, visited Ball State University today to share her story with students and explain how she overcame those obstacles.
You know, one of the things that's helped me focus on not being negative is realizing that I can't change it. I can't change what happened.
Imagine yourself as a runner, tired, exhausted, and ready to see the finish line. Well, in the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing, Heather Abbott and a few friends stood alongside, watching as an explosion erupted. Heather explained what the tragedy had done to her and her future, and hopes students take away her positive message on the situation.
Hopefully what they can relate to when they hear my story is whatever sort of adversity they may be going through in their own lives or will in the future, because that's inevitable. So hopefully they'll be able to use some of the techniques that I can reflect back on and recognize as being successful for me to help them.
For NewsLink Indiana, I'm Jenna Liston. Back to you in the studio. You can check out our foundation's website at heatherabbott.org to donate and learn more about the cause. Well, Tanner, you know, I don't know about this weather. I mean, we're in Indiana, so you can never tell, but, you know, over Halloween weekend, it was really cold, rainy, and now it's up to, I don't know, 60s?
Yeah, we got the 70s today,
yeah.
And it's November, what, 2nd?
Yeah.
So, Kaylee, can you clear up some of this confusion for us?
No, man, it's been weird. We've gone from cold to warm. We did hit the 70 mark today. I looked in my car this morning and it did say 74 degrees. But currently we are at 51 degrees with south-southeast winds at 5 miles per hour. In your upcoming forecast, we will be checking out this warm-up. We will looking at your next chance for rain and when we will see cooler temperatures back in the forecast for November. I'm weather forecaster Kaylee Puchel.
All right, thanks, Kaylee. It's been 1 month since the El Faro went missing in the Atlantic Ocean. Last night, the National Transportation Safety Board announced it may have found the wreckage. Officials have been using sophisticated sonar equipment to scan the bottom of the ocean. A professor at Jacksonville University who specializes in marine science says it's a tedious job.
Remarkable how quickly they may have found something, and it speaks to the skill of the people who were searching for this. It's a long, tedious job dragging the sonar behind the boat very slowly, and then looking for ping-back images of something that looks like the ship. So it's remarkable in some ways how far we've come that we can look on the bottom of the ocean so well. So I guess in some ways it's good because it might bring some closure to the families, it might bring some closure to what happened in this incident. Where so many times a ship disappears, we may never see a trace of it again, and we can only speculate about what happened.
An executive from the airline that operated Flight 9268 from Egypt to St. Petersburg said the only reasonable explanation for the plane crash is an outside influence. The Russian passenger jet broke into pieces in mid-air Saturday over Sinai, Egypt, killing 224 people. Experts say it is too early to know exactly what caused the crash. Debris from the crash covered about 8 square miles. According to the Aviation Safety Network, the same plane's tail struck the runway while landing in 2001. The plane was repaired and has flown hundreds of flights since then. The plane also did pass inspections recently. Air traffic controllers say they did not receive any distress calls from the pilot. The plane just vanished from the radar. Authorities are expected to know more from the flight data and cockpit voice recorders.
The Environmental Protection Agency is expanding its probe into the Volkswagen emissions cheating scandal. The agency says diesel SUV models of Porsche and Audi are now included in the investigation. In September, Volkswagen admitted to cheating emissions testing on 11 million cars around the world. The new notice of violation includes the 2014 Volkswagen Touareg, the 2015 Porsche Cayenne, and some 2016 Audi Quattro models. All right, when NewsLink Indiana returns, find out about Indiana making a top 10 list.
And a tiger that was attacked by a woman. This and more coming up next.
So, I just moved in with his family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Ball State's Health Center hosted its 3rd annual Welloween. The event had many free health screenings and other activities for students to participate. NewsLink Indiana reporter Colton Lurturno has more.
Thursday, the 3rd annual Halloween-themed health fair took place in the Student Recreation and Wellness Center at Ball State University. I interviewed Niall Brandt, the graduate assistant of the Office of Health, Alcohol, and Drug Education at the event, and he explained what Welloween is all about.
It's called Welloween, and it's an event where we have a bunch of on and off campus services that all promote health in their own way. There's multiple dimensions of health, and all of them incorporate one of those dimensions. And so basically it's a way for students, other people in the Muncie community to know about what's out there as far as services that will promote their overall well-being.
The event allowed students to participate in free health screenings. Screenings included body composition testing, free chair massages, blood sugar testing, sun damage screening, spinal analysis, and free fitness classes. Students talked with on-campus and off-campus resources to remind them how important it is to take care of themselves during the winter season. I interviewed Amanda Cruz, a wellness nutritionist here on campus, and she informed me the importance of healthy eating and dining while on campus.
So Ball State Dining has 14 different locations across campus, which allows students a lot of variety. The most positive thing I think that we offer is the possibility of customization for all of our menus. So in one line you might see students getting pizza, the next line you might see students getting deep fried food. Sure, those options are going to be there. It helps to prepare them for the real world where there isn't just going to be a line of salads and artichoke covered vegetable, flatbreads.
Reporting from the Ball State Recreation and Wellness Center, I'm Colton Letourneau, NewsLink Indiana.
Virtual tours of campus will be available soon for out-of-state students. According to Chris Munchell, Ball State's Associate Vice President of Enrollment Services, the virtual tours will be more in-depth than regular campus tours and have a better overview of the campus. The virtual tours will feature a 360-degree view of areas on campus, videos, and extensive information about different locations.
Indiana received a top 10 ranking on Forbes' Best States for Business list. Indiana was ranked 8th for qualities for having a below average cost of doing business. The state's unemployment rate stands at an 8-year low of 4.5%, and the Indiana Economic Development Corporation says so far this year nearly 300 companies have committed to creating nearly 24,000 jobs. According to a statement from Governor Mike Pence, Indiana has worked tirelessly to create a business-friendly climate that allows companies to grow and create jobs with confidence.
A woman is in the hospital in legal hot water after police say she broke into a Nebraska zoo for the purpose of petting a tiger. That tiger was not amused and bit the woman's hand. Reporter Dave Roberts talked to the Omaha residents about the crazy tiger tale.
If you stuck your hand in the tiger cage, what do you think would happen?
Well, I would hope that it would just lick my hands.
Keep hoping, but keep your hands out of cages while you do. What do you think would happen?
I would definitely get it bit off.
I don't know. Tiger probably hasn't seen a hand that much. Maybe they like it.
I think it might well get bitten off.
Well, you're thinking correctly. Halloween night, police say Jacqueline Eady learned that lesson the hard way. She told investigators she wanted to pet a tiger. So before sunrise, police say Eady broke into Omaha's Henry Dorley Zoo, somehow getting past the fence and security. When she got to the tiger cages, she jumped one fence into a secure area, then reached into the cage of Mai, an 18-year-old Malayan tiger.
That doesn't sound like a good plan.
It wasn't. Police say Mai bit down on Edie's hand, causing severe injuries, wounds so bad she might lose parts of her fingers. After doing some digging, we found 2 pages of court documents on Edie, both in Nebraska and Iowa. Her criminal convictions include shoplifting, drunk driving, graffiti, disorderly conduct, and disturbing the peace, just to name a few. Following the break-in and biting police blamed on Edie, the zoo's executive director, Dennis Pate, released a statement. The safety and security of our guests and animals are always a priority. More cameras will be installed to monitor the grounds and gates. Most visitors know the rule. Look, don't touch. And especially don't break into a place full of creatures that can kill you.
People don't realize that these are still wild animals even though they're living in the zoo.
Doctors and nurses told police she was confrontational and showed signs of intoxication when she arrived at the hospital. She now faces a trespassing charge.
All right, when we come back, we will learn more about this week's nice weather.
Your full weather forecast is next.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. Jenna, we've been having some warm weather, and it's November.
Yeah, I don't really understand the transition from October to November. I mean, Indiana's pretty bipolar as it is, but Kaylee, can you explain a little bit about what this week's forecast is coming up?
Well, we will be seeing a warm up for the beginning of this week, so we will be able to enjoy those temperatures for the next few days. As we're looking here at the past 14 hours at McKinley and Riverside, we do see that sunshine out. We saw people not having sweatshirts on, like very rare for the beginning of November. As we take a look here at your national temperatures, Minneapolis at 59, Denver at 56, Las Vegas at 76 over there at the west, Dallas at 64, and right here in the state of Indiana, Muncie currently is at 51 degrees. As you can see here, Indianapolis a little bit warmer at 60 degrees, Kokomo a little bit warmer as well at 54, down here in Bloomington at 46 degrees. As we look here at your forecast for tonight, we will reach a low of 44 degrees tonight with clear skies and only winds around 3 miles per hour at southeast. As we look in your forecast tomorrow, a high of 70 degrees again with clear skies again, so that sun will be out. It will be warm again, and winds we can only see here at 6 miles per hour. As we take a look here at your almanac, we do see that our high did reach 71 today, and our low did reach 37 tonight approximately. On average, we're normally around 58 for the high and 37 for the low. So you can see here that we are definitely way above average for the month of November. But we did hit a record high in 2003 at 75, and just last year we hit a record low at 22 degrees. So we take a look here at Precision Cast. We don't see any rain in the forecast. You can see some cloud coverage over here on Tuesday, but besides that, we look here in Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday, we just see some cloud coverage. We can't look at the models too much yet, but we are predicting some chances of rain on Friday. But again, for your morning commute the rest of the week, expect a lot of cloud coverage. As we take your look at your 7-day forecast, Tuesday is election day, a high of 70 degrees again. Wednesday, a high of 74 with that 10% chance of rain. Thursday, a high of 74 as well with a 30% chance of rain. And Friday, again, we see that 100% chance of rain with a little bit cooler temperatures as this rain does come through, a little bit in the 50s for Saturday and Sunday. And as we look into the beginning of next week, sunny skies with a high of 53.
That's exciting news. I'm just over the rain. This past weekend, I did not like going out and, all that rain and cold weather. So that's good news. Well, coming up next in sports, if you missed the Cardinals football game Saturday, we have all you need to know about the game.
And Ball State's soccer season is over. Find out how after the break.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore. So you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Jonathan Chapman. Let's take a look at sports from around the area. Ball State football is preparing for their short week matchup Thursday against Western Michigan. This coming after Ball State snapped their 5-game losing streak by defeating UMass Saturday afternoon. It was a fun show at Schumann Stadium as fans all dressed to impress. Ball State's defense decided they would try to impress too, holding a potent Minutemen offense to a field goal in the first half. Ball State took a 10-3 lead into the half, but after an 85-yard Darian Green kickoff return to start the third quarter, Riley Neal connected with Jordan Williams in the end zone for Ball State's second touchdown. That gave them the 17-3 lead. UMass responded with a 7-yard touchdown, but that was simply not enough offense as the Cardinals' defense held UMass scoreless in the fourth quarter, as Ball State ran the clock out on the Minutemen, winning the game 20-10. Ball State earned their third victory of the season and now have a record of 3-6.
Certainly very proud of the guys. It was a really good team win today. All three phases chipped in and did their part, but especially the defense doing a really nice job, obviously keeping them the point total we did, but also limiting their big plays and coming up with some big stops when we really needed it. There were a lot of momentum swings in the game, and it just seemed like we hung in there and kept battling, and were persistent about it. And
Ball State wideout Corey Lacanaria is suspended from the football team following his OWI arrest Saturday night. At his press conference today, Coach Pete Lembo said Lacanaria is suspended indefinitely and will miss Thursday's game against Western Michigan. Lacanaria is third on the team with 42 receptions and had 3 receptions for 36 yards on Saturday. His best game was against Central Michigan on October 24th, where he caught 10 passes for 72 yards and a touchdown.
It's really disappointing to hear about that, such a valuable player on the football team.
Yeah, Halloween night made some bad decisions.
Yep, well, thank you, John. Coming up, Rocky Horror Picture Show came to Emmons.
And a Shakespeare play premieres this week. Your entertainment news is next.
Hello and welcome back from what I hope was a fun and safe Halloween weekend. I'm Marquise G and here is tonight's entertainment news. Well, speaking of Halloween, the prime event this weekend was the Rocky Horror Picture Show presented at Emmons Auditorium. Tons of students and Muncie locals came out to not only watch the movie, but watch Ball State students perform as the shadow cast to the film. The performers voiced the dialogue and lyrics as the film played in the background. The performers also stayed close to original film as far as dialogue and costumes, but they added their own flair to the show. They performed in the aisles of the theater and encouraged the audience to join in the fun by singing and dancing along with them. If you got the chance to participate in the fun, it was a great night and a fantastic way to end the weekend. In the spirit of performances, the Ball State production of Shakespeare's As You Like It premieres this Friday, November 6th. The Shakespeare comedy will tell of love, heroes, and power, but with a twist. It will take on a rock and roll grunge approach to the classical play as student performers take on communicating traits of the play that still apply to modern generations. The play follows the story of two cousins, Rosalind and Celia, who are trying to flee through the forests of Arden from the fierce Duke Frederick in his fight for power. Tickets are available at the University Theater box office, open from noon to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 1 hour before each performance at University Theater. Freshmen may also receive a free ticket with their Ball State ID. For more information, visit the University Theater box office or check out bsu.edu/theater. That's all for tonight. Back to you at the desk.
All right, thank you. And let's take a final look at weather, Kaylee.
Well, you know, we will be seeing 70s the rest of this week. We will be seeing a little bit of a cool down at the end of the week as we do see a 100% chance of rain on Friday. And with that cool down, we will be back in the 50s for the weekend and the beginning of next week to be around normal temperatures for November again.
Awesome. Thank you, Kaylee, so much for that. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night right here at 9 p.m. on Cardinal Vision.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night.